working. Mic 2 working. Quick repair today. We sliced it a little bit right there. I don't know there you go. So in order to get to that, unfortunately, we have to take everything off. So let's do that. Start with unplug the motors. Nice that these are just plugs here. I don't have to unsolder anything here. Some of these I have wedged in here kind of good. Alright. Unplug those. This is I believe this is a 75 Meteor airframe here with the canopy, and this is an HDZero Whoop Lite VTX on this. So let's take off the screws on the canopy here, put those to the side. Okay. We have, alright, so now take off the screws for the flight controller here, and we should be able to get to that battery lead. Here's that Whoop Lite VTX. I need to get a screen in front of me. Here, let me try to angle this a little better. I can see if anyone says anything. Alright, almost have the last screw out here. So now we can pop the board out. Push through on those little motor plugs, and it should pop out without losing all your rubber grommets. Okay, so we need to replace this lead. Whoa, thought I had a 90. I like the 90s. Yeah, grab the straight one. Straight ones are okay. Replacement. Old one. We're gonna need to unsolder. Right here. Looks like those leads are going right through. So this will come undone. So heat up the soldering iron here. Turn on the, might be a little annoying. I think it's far enough away from my mic. Alright. Do these two wires first. Need some. Come on, stay there. Okay. Alright, so we need to Take out the old balance, the old battery. Not balance, there's no balance on this. The old battery lead here. Alright, so I'm just going to try to push it through, put a little heat on that positive. And clean this thing off a little. Trying to show you and do it at the same time. It's kind of hard to do. Something like that, probably. Be more in frame. Okay. I need to get this on something so I gotta be able to yank it on the other side. Seems like a good spot. Holding it right there. Let's actually see if we can get my... Actually turn that thing off. It's not really doing anything at the moment. Oh yeah. Back to the flight controller. Hold it there. Hold it there. Should be in frame. Probably shouldn't dangle that one, but we won't do this too long. So we're gonna yank on the cord on the other side here and heat it up. Come on. Feel like I'm yanking pretty hard here. And okay, I got one out. Now I got the negative out here. Man. You gotta apply a little pressure because you gotta push it through the wire. Alright, I gotta check the other side real quick. Make sure we're actually making some progress. I think we are. You don't want to burn any of these chips. It's tough. Come out. I don't even think I got this one out yet. What I could do here too is just snip them. And then add some... No, I want to go back through. Okay, added a tiny bit of flux to see if we can get this stuff to flow a little better. And we're going to yank it again on the other side and apply some heat on this side. There we go. One out. Come on. It's flowing better. Pull out. Yank it out. That wire's in there really good. Wonder if they like... There we go. Let's clean that board up a little. Cool. Alright, so... Now we gotta put the new leads in. What's this? Why do they always gotta do this? Why can't they just be a normal company? Okay, blue's positive. Jeepers creepers. Alright, blue's positive. That's what I was trying to figure out again. Alright, here's a new one. Alright, this is tough. This small stuff is tough. Does it got any solder on it? It does. Okay. Okay. Nice. Alright. We got that positive one on there. Sweet. Alright, now the negative one. Come on, where is it? I have to turn it a little here. Get the positive one nicely. These tiny components, it's tough. I don't need like any solder out here. Yeah, I need to be working on the bigger ones for sure. It's coming. But I just broke this one in the backyard. I was trying to whip around a little bit. Good feel for outside again. Alright. How are we gonna... There we go. It's actually in there. Now I just need some solder on this side. Alright, hold on. I need to get some on here. Alright. I think I got it to stick there. Alright, let's get a little more solder on that negative one. Hold that wire up. Alright, those are both through. Alright, let's check the other side, make sure nothing's touching. So it looks good. Oh yeah, look at that. Not too bad. Look at that motor plug. Thing's in perfect shape. Not exactly. Alright, does this thing got enough solder on it? This thing's holding up good. Alright, let's put it back together. I think that should do it. Let's maybe power it on real quick. See if it smokes or not. I don't think there's a way to smoke stop these, really, right? How do I smoke stop this? I mean, nothing's touching. Oh yeah, we gotta do the VTX here again. Oh, don't forget about that. Don't forget the VTX. Alright, we just wire that straight to there? Looks like it did. Looks like they did. Looks like they did. Do 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 do. No. Where's that black wire? Okay. Okay. Alright, VTX is back on. Now let's see if it starts on fire or not. Alright. We got our plug reinstalled. Looks like everything's on. Nothing's turning on fire. Nothing's smoking. Nice. Let me see if we got video. Got my monitor right here. Let me put a fan over it. Alright. Got video. There you go. See it. We're good to go. Yeah, I need to fix the VTX. Or the tables, maybe? I got question marks on my what channel I'm on. Or no, that makes sense. What am I talking about? Yeah. No, take that off. That runtime. Okay. Cool. Looks like it's working well. Put it back together. Alright, which way was facing forward? Well, who knows? I can look at my video. Alright, camera's facing the blue. So I would assume it's something like that. Is that what it looks like? Yeah. Okay. Camera. Everything's in the back. Okay. So this has got to go down like right there. Put that right there. Alright, that board's back on. Screw that board back on. Flight controller. Put everything back on the right way so you don't have to change anything. Betaflight. Put the board crooked. You put something facing the wrong direction. You're going to get frustrated because nothing's going to work when you turn it back on. So make sure you orient to everything the same way. That's why I like doing a live stream or just videotaping it, because then I could see all of my work that I've done / what it was before. Okay, I'm going to sneak that thing in there. It's the antenna for the ELRS. Get everything square, get the neck screws on here. I haven't had many problems with this Whoop. This Whoop's been fantastic. It's a little slow and a little heavy, but around the yard it's a nice little ripper. Can be flown inside as well. I just don't like flying my like 5-inch and bigger quads in the neighborhood. It's too aggressive. I do have a 3.5-inch I should fly a little bit more. Probably will. But just kind of gearing up for the season right now and getting better at this again. Haven't been flying a whole lot this winter, just been on the sim. Alright, so tucking the wires in here so they don't get cut from the VTX. They look like they're in pretty good shape. Probably shouldn't be using a metal. Okay, I gotta be careful. That yellow wire is a little loose, but it should be okay. Check the... No, it's not loose. I just gotta make sure I don't bust it off. Could be busted off. Alright, that's in a good spot. We put them all back on? Oh, I'm missing one. Last screw. Alright, should be good to go again. Let's plug all the motors back in. This is the worst looking plug. I don't know what I did here. I think I was trying to like solder it on for some reason. But that plug is a little messed up. But will it still work? I hope so. I hope so. What about this one? Similar idea. Should work fine. Get it in the plug. This one's just barely long enough. I think that was my issue with a lot of these, is like the wires aren't long enough. Couldn't fix them. Man, how do I get that one in there? That one is tight. That's crazy. It's just like perfect length. Yeah, see, I thought that was gonna happen. We got a wire that came off. Thing's just too. I don't know if I have any longer motor wires for that. What are these? These are 1102s, I believe. 18,000. This might be all over the place. Oh yeah, they kind of are. So we'll just replace it with a different one, because I have another one. And then we'll just have to make sure that's spinning the right way. This motor's a little short. This motor wire is short. Okay, let's put this one in. What are we replacing here? Okay. It's gonna be an interesting build here now. I think my motors are all over the place. Okay, I might have to replace one more here. I'm using these in a different build, and then didn't like it. Ended up using different motors. I think I used some 1002s in this other build. Alright, get this motor on. Plug that one in. Longer wire. Here we go. That one plugs in. Alright. 22,000, 22,000. I think I have one that's 18,000 on here. So replace that. Another 22,000. Make sure the motors are spinning the right way, and we're good to go. Okay. Oh no. Should not get in there. Huh. This tiny screw on there. Alright, there we go. Tiny screw in. Other tiny screw in. Last tiny screw in. Alright. Plug that one in. Plug it into Betaflight. Make sure the motors are spinning the right way. Should be good to go. Plug it in one more time. Sure you plug it in there. So what happened there, you see what happened? I left it a little loose there, and I might need to shorten this lead, honestly. But if I just push it back a little further, and as long as it doesn't get scooted too far forward. Yeah, that's definitely the issue there. a little long. Should have shortened it up a little, but I hate trying to plug in my batteries and I wrecked the... and I yanked the whole thing out. Okay, it's working. Let's see if the motors are going the right way. Doubt I got the props going the right way. Props out. Actually, they might all be facing the right way. Does this work on bigger props? Works on any prop. Any smaller prop for the popper. Cut. We got video. I think these two are spinning the wrong way. Yep. So, I'm gonna change that, and then we should be good. Actually, this might be a good time to show off a cool new thing I got. Okay, everyone get one of these. Not an iPhone, but this thing. Get this adapter. Download the SpeedyBee app. You plug this thing into your drone. Plug it in your drone, click on the adapter. We got a few motors spinning the wrong way, right? So let's plug in the motor, let's plug in the battery. Let's go to the motors tab. Motor direction, let's see if we can change it. So this is 1, 2. So we're seeing if it's going the right way. Okay, that one looked like it was going the right way. That one's going the right way. That one's going the right way. I believe they're all going the right way. What the heck? Okay, that's pretty cool though. So, spinning, it should be, yeah, okay. That looks right. Okay. And then this one should be hitting it. Yep. And this one should be okay. I don't know what's going on then. I feel like they're going the right way. Okay. But anyways, pretty sweet. I don't know if I changed anything there. So I'm going to try this again. Those are props out. See? So you got to be careful with that balance lead, or that battery lead. What the heck? Well, I don't know if I got my screws on very well on this motor. I see. Just tighten those down a little bit more. Whoops. Probably shouldn't be doing this on the bench, but you know, I don't know how. You gotta figure it out. Probably figure out with a tiny whoop, minimal damage will be done versus a giant quad. I don't know if these are stripped, because I am putting them in there. It's got a little thing to sit in too. Okay. Feels a lot. Nope. I need different screws here. The right screws for this. Here's some more motor screws. One of these gotta work. Alright, let's pop out these screws since they're not working for some reason. The screw looks a little long. You don't want to be too long in your motors here. Let's go with this one. Okay. I think it might be these. This motor might be stripped. Because none of these screws that should be going into them are going into it. I mean, these ones go. Silver ones go. These black ones don't. Maybe those are just a little small. They look about the same. This could play a factor in my drone now wanting to fly. I don't know. I think I gotta do a different motor. Alright, well, get a non-stripped motor on there. Test your motors, test hover it, and go fly it. But I gotta get going, so that's all we got for today. But check out this thing if you get a chance. The Speedy V adapter. If you're on the go, you want to make some changes on Betaflight and you don't want to pull out a computer, use this.